The electrical system can fluctuate based on how the power grid is set up and what equipment is being used. Events such as grid switching, storm issues, and even motor starting can cause these fluctuations. Did you know that voltage sags lasting less than 100 milliseconds can end up costing millions of dollars in damages, resulting in outages lasting several minutes? Installing a piece of equipment called a SAG Ride-Through device can significantly reduce interruptions in your electrical system. In this episode of The Power Grid, we're going to learn all about these fluctuations and the best way to correct them. Hello and welcome back to The Power Grid, a podcast to help you build reliability in your electrical system and gives you confidence in your power. I'm Brian Brannigan with Power Protection Products. We have been solving power quality problems for almost 30 years. We're your trusted advisor for critical power, cooling, and energy solutions. UPS systems are great for backup power, computer loads, and even power conditioning, but they require batteries, costly oversizing for inrush current, and a high maintenance cost. That's why SAG Ride-Through devices are a great solution for larger essential loads. Of the estimated 54 power quality events you can expect per typical year, SAG Ride-Through devices can correct 50 of them. They provide fast, accurate protection against sags, swells, but they also provide continuous voltage regulation. Typical power conditioning solutions would address sags, swells, noise, and harmonics, and there's specialized equipment for all of that. But with a SAG Ride-Through device, you can take care of swells and sags and do voltage regulation at the same time. Sags and swells are considered to be 10% voltage dips or 10% surge in voltage above or below the recommended usage. So what causes these voltage sags or swells? Things like motor starting, utility system faults from high winds, lightning, tree contact, or even animal contact. For swells, you can see large load changes, abrupt reduction in load, power line switching, system faults, or loose or poor connections. This is why you want to correct for sags or swells. Voltage sags lasting less than 100 milliseconds can cost manufacturing facilities and industrial processes as much as outages lasting several minutes. Sags or swells can damage equipment or cause equipment to damage themselves. They'll disrupt the manufacturing processes and they can cause damage to the product. SAG Ride-Through power conditioning protects your plant from costly voltage sags up to 3600 kVA. Typical applications are high dollar value products sold, critical applications, or continuous processed industries. Some of the equipment or processes that would be a candidate for a SAG Ride-Through device would be the typical manufacturing processor with controllers, variable speed drives, robotics, motor conductors, telephone systems, even HID lighting and HVAC controls, and certainly medical equipment. A SAG Ride-Through device provides fast and accurate protection against sags and swells, as well as continuous voltage regulation. This SAG Ride-Through device can be installed at the medium voltage level to protect the customer's whole facility, or at the voltage level for specific equipment and process protection. Some of the key features of a SAG Ride-Through device is, first of all, it's very high efficiency. Internal fail-safe bypass, small dimensions, no batteries or capacitors required, and they can be modular. Some of the benefits to the customer are low cost of ownership, low maintenance, and reliable power quality protection. There is an average of 54 power quality anomalies a year in a typical facility, but 50 of these sags or swells can be corrected with a SAG ride-through device. The basic principle is to inject a correction voltage in series with the supply voltage to make up for errors in the sags. To do this, you have to have a mechanism for series voltage injection, like a transformer. You have to have a power source for the inverter stage, the rectifier, and a voltage source for the transformer, which is the inverter stage. And then it's always good to have a bypass mechanism to manage any kind of fault current and also provide security on the equipment. It is important to size the SAG ride-through device for inrush current. They typically can handle a lot more inrush current than a UPS system. They can handle 500% inrush current for 1 second. And it's also overcurrent rating is 2,000% for 20 milliseconds. The inrush current may need to be upsized to handle single large motor inrush, depending on the size. If drives or soft starts are utilized, then this typically eliminates the need for any sort of upsizing. A SAG ride-through device can regulate 10% to negative 40% for voltage, with plus or minus 1% voltage output distortion for up to 30 seconds, and plus or minus 10% for continuous operation. The initial response time is less than 140 microseconds. The complete response time is 2/16 of a cycle. They can be modular for future expansion, and there's also medium voltage applications available and large kVA options. Thank you for joining us today on the Power Grid. Sizing, installing, and defining the correct SAG ride-through device can be a challenging task. There are a lot of options to consider. P3 is here to help you customize a solution that will meet your needs. And learn more by checking out the podcast notes or going to p3-inc.com.